everybody. Tragically, we are here this morning to talk about a pedestrian fatality which began to be reported to us about 8:55 this morning. And what we know is that this morning, two female crossing guards from the Lindley Middle School were doing their job, well known to the kids and the staff here at Lindley Middle School, in front of the school on both an east and westbound entrance to the school. At some point, the driver of a red vehicle, that is going to be a red Ford Focus, for what reasons we're still trying to determine, went into the center turn lane going from east to west and struck one of those two crossing guards. That crossing guard, unfortunately, was deceased here at the scene. This has been an investigation throughout the morning, an attempt to determine not only the motive or the reason behind him utilizing that center turn lane during school hours, that those crossing guards were attempting to get those children back and forth across the road, but also what precipitated him driving down that center turn lane in what is described by witnesses as somewhat of a high and aggressive manner. So right now we are conducting an investigation of this fatality. We are attempting to very passionately notify the children, to which, again, these two crossing guards are well known to school and staff members here, and not only helping them to go through this, but also we're attempting, or in the process of notifying family or next of kin.
This happened during heavy traffic
There is heavy traffic every morning here on Veterans Memorial Highway in front of Lindley Middle School, and these two crossing guards are the ones that typically handle that high volume of traffic during the rush hours, and that was no exception here this morning.
When she was hit, had school already started?
Well, it was 8:55 this morning is when we began to receive the 911 calls from multiple people who witnessed this, and so it's safe to say the school was just about in the process of starting.
Is it safe to say that this driver will be charged?
From what we're hearing from witness statements, most likely, given just the fact of that driver that seemed to go into the middle turn lane, passing through all of the other vehicles that were somewhat stagnant, in other words stopped, as these crossing guards were doing their work here this morning.
Now we understand the crossing guards actually saw him coming and tried to stop him.
There were two crossing guards, two females here that were doing their job this morning shortly before 9 o'clock. There was a female on the east end of Lindley, which is an area where employees and parents can turn in, as well as the one here on the west end. Apparently this driver went by in the center turn lane of the crossing guard on the east end, in the center turn lane, and struck the crossing guard that was conducting her business here on the west end of Veterans Memorial Highway or school property.
Have you notified next of kin?
We're in the process of doing that now.
Do you think the body ejected up into the air?
Well, given what you, probably most of you have, the B-roll of the automobile, of course fire got here, had to cut the top off of that vehicle in order to retrieve that male driver from that red vehicle. But also, it's safe to say that the initial impact point was in and around the area of that, what we call A post, which is right to the left of the driver and in front of them.
Hey Dan, I'm sorry if I missed this. Did you say there were kids crossing when this took place?
No, I did not say that there were children crossing. I was simply saying that these children know these two crossing guards very well as staff of the school, and that is what the staff is dealing with right now, in helping these children understand what happened, as well as us in our job, not only attempting to notify next of kin of the deceased female crossing guard, but also trying to get information on the driver who came through here from east to west, according to some witnesses at a higher rate of speed, definitely crossing through and around people who were legally doing what those crossing guards were helping to do this morning, when he went through that center turn lane and went on westbound, striking one of those two crossing guards.
We were told some of the children witnessed this. Do you know if that's true?
I do not, but I can tell you that if that is the case, then they are getting the attention that is needed to help them throughout the day-to-day, as well as the staff. The staff certainly is going to be there. Our chaplain, I was notified, was here on the scene, was also helping to console people who witnessed this very tragic case just shortly before 9 o'clock this morning.
Do you know if there are any traffic cameras or surveillance video that could have picked up any of this?
I do not know.
Was the other crossing guard injured at all?
The other crossing guard, my understanding, was not injured and attempted to stop or to slow that car down, that red car, as it went into the center turn lane past her.
How's that driver doing, the condition of the driver?
We do have one of our step officers down at Grady Hospital right now attending to him, so I do not know at this point what his condition is, but he did leave here injured.
I did notice that he had an Uber sticker on his car. Do you know, can you say at this point whether he was like en route to get a fare, or has he made any statement about that?
No, sir. I don't know if he's making any statements or not. I did also note the Uber sticker in the window, and I don't know if that contributed to what we're dealing with here this morning. Okay.